There is no doubt that males sometimes find the dating world challenging. But what about the guys, who despite their best attempts, just can't seem to connect with women? Many of them find that their personality type holds the key to the solution. The majority of guys have no idea how to understand women. They either make an excessive effort or simply give up and ignore them. To be honest, most guys would fare better if they simply gave up and ceased. However, some men do not have that choice. The rare breed of men known as Sigma males have mastered the art of, without all the drama and BS that goes along with it, to navigate the dating world. They are the ones who, no matter what, always appear to get everything, irrespective of how much money they make or what they look like. Why do you suppose that these guys have things so easy? They actually have a lot more knowledge than the typical person on women. Men in Sigma disregard women for the following 7 reasons. 1. There are now far too many bogus ladies. There seems to be another woman trying every direction to impress you. She will dazzle you with her phony hair, phony eyes, and phony everything else. And while wearing a little makeup is perfectly acceptable, it's crucial to keep in mind that beauty is only skin deep. Unfortunately, a lot of women focus too much on their appearance and disregard personality as a whole. They make no effort to cultivate any further facets of their persona. They also give off a superficial and vapid impression. This is greatly influenced by society, as women are frequently subjected to messages that they must appear a specific manner to be taken into consideration attractive. But ultimately, they are free to choose because no one is pressuring them to perform. However, the majority of women would like to go the simple route and merely rely on their appearance, because appearances don't matter in every situation. Sigma males won't spend with a surface-level woman who lacks substance. They desire a woman who is complex and fascinating, not just pretty face on their arm. Of course, while not all women are like this, most of them are. And it's simple to understand why Sigma men would begin to completely disregard them when you're surrounded by false women all the time. They would rather date real, authentic women because those are the ones who will enrich their lives. 2. They don't feel helpless. One of the clearest justifications for Sigma males' disregard for women is that they are not in a hurry. Since there are so many women around, they don't feel the need to pursue them. There are many fish in the sea. Men in Sigma don't have to settle for any woman. While most men are out there, they can afford to be picky and selective. They are frantically attempting to score with any woman they can find. Sigmas are happy to wait for the ideal candidate. In the long run, this wait-and-see mentality frequently results in healthier relationships because there is greater initial investment from both parties. 3. Some women are just too troublesome to bother with. Most guys view women as a conquest, but Sigma guys view them as unique people. When they notice BS, they are not hesitant to call it out. Additionally, guys aren't afraid to leave a lady they don't value their period. There are many women out there that only cause trouble and drama. And Sigma males don't have an issue ignoring them either. Because it's not worth it, they'd prefer to concentrate their efforts on intellectuals. They believe it is not worthwhile to attempt to change a drama queen, and would rather concentrate their efforts on clever ladies. Not to add, many men know they can spend their time more effectively, and that it is simply exhausting. Of course, this is not to say that they are ideal. They simply have a sense of when to move on. 4. When you have a job, your life is very busy. If you don't manage your time correctly, life can become overly hectic for some people, while others may use this as an excuse to avoid social connection. Sigma guys utilize their business as a justification to concentrate on the things that are truly important to them. It can quickly get away from you. They decide to concentrate their efforts because they realize they can't please focusing on the things that really matter. And occasionally, women simply aren't chosen. This is not to say that Sigma men don't want relationships. They just won't go after them. They would rather have a select group of close friends and family members in their lives than a large group of individuals they don't truly know or care about, even if it means forsaking their other obligations. The same is true for females. Instead of a bunch of false women, they would like to have one real woman in their lives. They date ladies they don't really connect with. 5. No one feels the same way about them. Men in Sigma can tell right away if a lady isn't interested in them, despite the fact that some men could view this as a challenge. Sigmas are aware of when it is time to move on. They know it won't work out, so they won't waste their time pursuing someone who isn't interested. It simply isn't worth it in their eyes. It's only reasonable to feel unhappy and disappointed if you put your all into something and the other person doesn't return the favor. A Sigma guy will never place a gamble that they are certain will result in a loss. Since they normally leave first, this explains why they are not scared to change course when the time is right. Nothing is more frustrating than opening up to someone and discovering that they don't feel the same way about you. We all have to deal with this terrible fact at some point or another. But it's particularly challenging when it comes to romantic relationships. 6. They have extremely high standards. Although some people may think that Sigma males are picky or have unattainable standards, the truth is that they just know what they want. And in certain situations, women just don't live up to their expectations. Men in Sigma are seeking a woman who satisfies their requirements in all intelligence, personality, appearance, and more in life. They are aware of what they deserve and will not accept anything less they merit. Therefore, if you're curious about why men in the Sigma community seem to ignore women, they might not satisfy their criteria, for example. This could be perceived as judgmental or shallow by certain women. However, Sigmas would prefer to be alone than to be with the wrong person. Too many people are in relationships where they are not actually happy, as we frequently observe. 7. They don't fear being single. Being single may be perceived as a sign of failure by some men. But Sigma males understand that it's not always a terrible thing. In fact, they quite like a few advantages of being alone. They can do anything they want whenever they want, for instance. And they are not required to answer to anyone. They are free to come and go whenever they wish and are not constrained by the desires or demands of others. Being in a relationship has undoubtedly benefits of its own. But Sigma males aren't terrified to be single since they realize it won't mean the end of the world. They are pleased with their own company and their place in the world.